All right.
Here we
Coming
go.
home.
Coming home.
All right.
Who wants to start this
F.
one off? What? Okay,
Ozone.
talk. Speak.
I'm joking. It's not an F.
It's more of a meme that Ozone doesn't like Coming Home than an actual fact. I
It
think.
is a meme, and I
Well-
still need to reread it.
So tell us how you actually
So-
feel about coming home then.
Okay, first of all, what I will say is recently, or not recently, but a few weeks back or something, I heard that there's like a theory that Susie is like trapped in the pizzeria. Like none of it is real. It's just in the pizzeria because there's like smells
You
of
mean
pizza.
Susie?
Oh, yes. Do you want an explanation of that?
Wait, first
Wait,
of
who
all,
did I say?
You said Lucy.
No, he said Susie.
It just
It just sounded goofy.
like yeah.
Oh, Susie.
So
Susie.
yeah, there's like weird smells and stuff, like kind of like old pizza and stuff. The idea is that while yes, her spirit is sort of lingering in what you would consider her actual house and stuff, she only exists in Chica in the pizzeria. And every
Okay,
night
can I
Chica
just
is coming
say-
back to get her to take her to the pizzeria.
That is amazing.
Yes.
The details? Yeah.
I
those details.
wish that it was more prevalent.
I think
in
it
the story.
was. I think it
It
was.
wasn't. It was
for
not
me-
obvious at all. There is a tree whose leaves fall down when Susie escapes or something. I don't know. There's this weird puppet that she has to find. I don't know what
doll
that's
thing.
about.
That was
The
probably
doll.
like
It was a
Okay.
bit of a weird, like, what's going on here.
Literally nothing in the story is explained.
I can explain a bit
I-
more of something we came to recently.
I'm gonna wait to go on my reverse rant for Coming Home.
All right.
'Cause, yeah.
Ozone, did we tell you about the like Princess Quest loop idea where she's stuck in the first one until Gregory comes along and then gets to the second and third game?
Huh?
Ozone, have you heard the Princess Quest loop idea?
It's like Sploop.
Oh,
I love
oh.
Sploop.
Yeah.
It's basically that. Like Susie is stuck in a loop of just lingering at her house, and then Chica comes every night and she realizes, hey, oh, I'm dead, and Chica takes her away. But
It's-
then she's back at it again the next day and doesn't know what's going
I-
on.
just
It's
didn't
a
really
loop.
feel. I didn't feel any emotion toward any of the characters.
That might have been because you had to read it out loud, I guess. I
No,
don't
you can't
know.
use that excuse on me.
Okay, fair enough. I just don't see how you didn't get it. I don't know. Psychic and underscore, do you want to say what your thoughts before I go into mine?
It's a really cool angle of one of like the MCI kids that we get the most like looks at a lot. But
Mhm.
also keep in mind, it is definitively not canon. There are
Right.
major differences in time and how Susie is described.
Yes.
But it's a good story. It's just a mid good story. I don't know how to put that. I liked
I
it.
will add-
kind of.
Now that you said, it is a really cool perspective of like, this is the MCI's family and how it's like affected them.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, because
gonna
we
get
don't
it-
really
I'm
see
gonna
that
get it.
anywhere else.
I'm gonna get into that in a sec.
But yeah, I don't know. I didn't really feel any emotion towards it, so it didn't really hit me.
I say it's good, but then I like cringe when I say it's good. It's like it's good, I guess. That's I don't know how to put that, but what do you got,
Psychic.
Inky?
Or well, has Psychic said anything on Coming Home yet?
Coming Home.
Psychic.
It's a story.
Okay.
Is
A
that the
story,
best?
a story that I like.
Okay. I guess I'll go into Coming Home then. Coming Home
I agree.
was absolutely my favorite Fazbear Fright story until today. Today is the only day that it might have some some competition. Coming Home, obviously, it explores the grief of the MCI, which oftentimes in theories can just be boiled down to like, yes, that event happened. Some children were murdered, and we kind of detach ourselves from that event. Coming Home hits you to remind you that in this story, these were real people with real families whose lives were absolutely destroyed by the acts of a depraved killer. And seeing that from Susie's perspective, as she doesn't realize she's dead yet, watching her try and live out her
Was
life.
she not?
Not at the beginning, no. Watching her try to live out her life with her family, wondering why they're not really responding to her. As we watch them go through the aftermath of this major event. Like, I still remember, like, roughly the conversation the mom has with her friend, like, just about the guilt of, like, what she could have done, and how there was nothing she could have done that could have changed.
You're like, just like, cut it out. Your daughter was killed by a serial killer. It's nothing you could have done.
Yes, like, it was like, this happened, we're sorry, you just have to keep going.
Maybe I didn't understand the story.
What did you not understand?
And like,
I don't
Chica,
know.
and then we get that element of mystery, not exactly horror, because we kind of figure out what's going on. Even though we figure out what's going on, having the characters not know is what drives the story forward for me, because we have the dramatic irony.
I didn't know either.
Ozone, what did you take of this story?
I don't know. It was just
So-
Susie is dead, and she's like,
I think
"Here's
you
my
need to reread
family.
this
I'm
one.
going to draw some pictures."
I think by the end of this,
This-
we're
my-
all going to
my
need to
sister
reread
needs
one.
Find a doll,
Susie's
and this tree is
sister,
falling.
Susie's sister is the only one who can kind of feel her presence, and they play into that really well with having them try to, like, sort of communicate, if I remember correctly. And then there's the idea that, even though it doesn't make much sense logistically, that Chica arrives at the house every night to retrieve the soul.
Maybe not physically Chica, even though it
Maybe
does.
not. Yeah, it's probably
physically.
not, even though it was, like, making physical sounds. Regardless, the idea that Chica is in their house here to collect the soul and go back is a cool concept that shows that these kids are tied to these animatronics now. This is their life. Well, not their life, their death. This is their existence now. And then the sister trying to figure out how she can communicate with Susie, like the stuff with the doll, try to put her a little bit more at peace, culminating with them finally be able to see each other and, like, embrace under the tree at the very end before Susie goes back for the final time, knowing that she's sort of at peace with being dead. Obviously not at rest, because not happiest day yet. But I don't think she comes back to the house after that. Like, that's the final meeting point.
That was a definitive, like, last moment.
And then the sister can start to move on, the family can start to move on, Susie can start to move on. It's about coming to terms with grief. And that is a hideously underexplored part of the FNaF fan, like, story.
Like,
Mhm.
we talk about agony, but, like, we always think
Yeah,
of,
we
like, anger, but
we
sad-
talk-
We don't talk
about-
about actual agony.
Yeah, we talk about agony as if it's just like, this is a thing. Agony has to be created by intense emotions, and this is that. And that is why this is absolutely an S tier story for me. This is unique FNaF storytelling at its finest for me.
But Inky, the agony is the most powerful emotion, so how can I be
Yes.
sad?
Okay.
Be angry then. I don't know.
So, you say it's like a really emotional story, right?
And I get that that is the big carry point, and if it didn't do that for
So-
you, I don't know what to tell you.
I don't think it did it for me because it felt very supernatural, kind of.
It's FNaF.
No, that's not what I mean. It's just like, it's kind of felt cheesy to me, with like how there's like a ghost who's like trying to communicate with a which obviously is like, when I put it like that, it's like kind of emotional, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it takes away.
It feels more FNaF 1 through 3 than the sci-fi stuff that we got later.
I will say
that's another reason I love it.
this is one of the stories that made me cry by the end.
Oh. Wow.
One of
I
very few.
I cried a
stories.
lot more.
I'd say this is like the first of the super emotional trilogy. And that trilogy
Ooh.
being Coming Home, The Real Jake, and The Cliffs, for me at least.
That
Yes,
makes sense.
I will
Those are
agree.
the three.
Those three made me cry.
Ozone, did you cry to any Fazbear Fright story?
I cried to a few of them, but not the Cliffs and not Coming Home.
I think I'm like you, and yes.
So now what to
Okay.
do about this story?
I think it goes an S.
Two S's?
The emotional part for me, like I know Ozone didn't see that, but for me it was there. You know, this story made me feel stuff, and like not a lot of stories in the Fazbear Frights did that.
And it explored an aspect of FNAF that we hadn't seen before.
And
I
it's
love
still
that.
possible to go back to
So
theory.
I wish I could agree. Like, I
do too.
seriously, I understand your points, but I just disagree.
Me and Ozone did not connect with this story like you two did, and that's why I'm gonna give it a B.
Ooh.
I'm giving it B.
Ozone, what are you giving?
So that's 2 S's and a B.
So, listen, okay. It's one of my least favorite stories.
Dude,
I'm just putting it out there. However,
I can't see.
it's clear to me that I am the only one in the world with this opinion.
well, I said it was
So
B.
I am
said it was
okay. I am okay with this going in A or S, but I would personally say like E or something.
Wow.
Dang, I think that's a little harsh. Yeah, that's why I said B.
I feel like we each have like a story that like we need to like, go back and I feel like
Yes.
Do we
you
put
need
it-
to.
yeah. You
You need
Fetch.
to reread Fetch.
yes,
I need to reread Room for One More.
right.
Ozone needs to
Yeah.
reread Coming Home right now, and I think you are all gonna make me read a certain story.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
It's actually going to be like punishment instead of just rereading it.
Punishment.
Whoa! Whoa!
oh no. Okay, so where do we put Coming Home then?
2 S's, a B, and a.
And
So we've got 2 S's, a B, and a low.
and a do whatever you want, I guess.
Does that
no,
mean, like-
honestly, put it in. I would say high A.
High
A?
A? Goes.
How do you? I want you, like Inky and Psychic. I want you two to rank it against like To Be Beautiful and Room for One More. Like, how do you
I
feel
think
about it
below Room
compared to
for
those
One
two?
More to me, but
We're the ones. I mean, Psychic and I are the ones who put it in S, so I think it's going to be pretty
Yeah.
obvious that we'd like it more than those.
Want it more than To Be Beautiful? Put it
I-
above To
I
Be
th-
Beautiful
I-
then.
I
Top
think
of-
above Count the Ways.
Above Count
Above
the
Count the
Ways?
Ways.
I can see an argument for Room for One More being better, but not To Be Beautiful.
Room for One More.
Maybe.
Yeah,
maybe,
it's not
okay.
better than To Be Beautiful.
I think it is though.
I also
Oh.
think it is. Maybe if we swapped Room for One More and To Be Beautiful, and then put it between Room for One More and To Be Beautiful.
Like that.
How does that sound? How
But
are we
To Be
feeling?
Beautiful is so good.
In D. We could just put it in D.
We
But To Be
could.
Beautiful.
I don't want...
Sure, you guys did give it a pretty good rating. Come on, you can't. You
Move on.
can't say it's better. Okay.
I do think it is.
Yeah, I agree.
We can
Or
change
do we-
later.
Do
Yeah,
we
we-
settle for this for now?
Yeah, it's fine.
All right,
Okay.
that's the first 4 books. Now we are at 1
Oh my
hour and
goodness.
15 minutes.
We can
One
knock
more
out Bunny
book,
Call.
one more
We can knock-
book.
yeah, we can knock out Bunny Call.
What
Get
if-
the original 5 story.
Come on,
I was-
five
we
of
can
the
get- we can
original.
get-
But hear me out.
We
What
can
if
get
we
the
what if we
six.
just
We can
did
get
4 books per episode?
No, we also have the epilogues.
We have to do the epilogue. Yeah, let's at least knock out the first 5 today.
Do what you can while we can.
All right, fine.
But then
do
we'll
it.
get 5 done next time, and then we'll have 2 left in the epilogues.
No,
We'll
we
just
could
have
maybe do
to-
4 next time and then do like the last 3 and then the epilogues.
Nah, I reckon we should do 6.
6
Just
and
go
6?
all out.
We'll see what
Today?
we can do. We will see what we can do. Let's get moving then if we want to have.
All
the
right, then.
possible-
Come on,
Or,
last-
we could just
Bunny
fine,
Call.
wait,
I hate
Bunny
it.
call, bunny call, bunny call.
You hate
wait,
Bunny Call?
can I interrupt? Can I say something real quick? We could just like
No, you can't.
do, well, maybe not all in one sitting, but like do them all and then like cut it, like split the video, like not like.
Oh, you want to do it all right now? and
Not.
split
I
it?
said
Oh.
potentially.
I would be down for that. I'm free.
How's everybody's schedules?
I
I
am
was down
free.
for that, but I'll have to be quiet.
All right.
I mean-
Okay.
Okay, I'm free.
Oh, boy.
What time is it for you?
If right now is being quiet for you, and it's already been pretty good, so
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Do it. Let's do it.
All right. That's the plan then. Let's hop back into this. All right.
Well, are we? Does that mean we're doing 5 in the first one, or are we gonna
I think
split
we
5?
can-
We'll
into the
figure it out.
second
We
one?
can figure it out.
we can figure it out
Okay.
later and just keep going.
Well, you're gonna need to do like an outro if you're gonna do 5 left.
I can edit it. I can like do like a post edit outro.
All right, that's fine.
Or we can record the outros after.
Yeah.
Regardless, we should probably cut this conversation out.
No. This is gold.
Yeah.
People want this.
Us behind the scenes about
Yeah.
how we split
Yeah.
things
I love
up.
behind the
guess
scenes.
I mean,
that-
I know like I love behind the scenes stuff, so I'm.
Okay,
I'd be
I
down.
mean-
Why don't we all just shut up and carry on?
Yes,
All right.
alright.
Buddy call. All right.
Bunny
Bunny
call.
How we feeling, fellas?
I actually like
It's
this
okay.
one. I like this one. Believe I know it's gonna be slowly shocking, but Psychic likes the one about a summer camp.
Oh wow, I didn't pick up on that.
Campatenia.
Um, Who wants to go in depth first? I guess.
It's okay. It has a pretty good like moral arc for the character, the dad,
Yeah.
that is like, hey, I don't
True.
enjoy being at this camp. I'm going to kind of prank my family, but this is going to eat at me, and I really regret this. And then some weird supernatural suit starts attacking him in the cabin until 6 a.m.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, this is one of the first books that actually shook me with its ending. Because when it said, when it said, nobody was wearing the suit that night or something like that.
Yeah,
Like
Ralph
the dude
Wa-
was
Ralph
sick.
wasn't- yeah, he couldn't.
The
make
dude
it.
I
was
was
sick. Who was supposed to do that?
As
When I
a
was recording the audiobook, I genuinely read that line and got shivers down my entire body.
That shook me that nobody was in the suit. That the dude was sick, and that was crazy. That's why I love this one so much.
I think the story without the ending is like a high D, low C.
Wow.
I think with the ending is like a high C, low B.
First of all, can I just say, someone getting sick at summer camp, totally accurate. Most accurate thing in FNaF.
All right, we have the official word on that.
I'm like I said, I'm biased. I think this one's A.
So my experience with Bunny Call, I really liked it when I read it. Looking back on my actual like personal ranking, I have it at the top of B for some reason. I don't think that anymore. I think it's actually a lot higher. I like not only do I like the design of Ralpho, it's a cool new character. I like the arc that the dad goes on. It feels like a very complete story. He has to survive against like this one depicted the gameplay of FNaF in a way that I don't think any other story did.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
That's true. It did do the 12 to 6 kind of thing, didn't
12 to 6, you have to keep track of all the entrances, keep him away. Then, as if that wasn't good enough, it rounds it off with that twist ending. That not only like this is good. I don't know if I'm getting ahead of myself, and I'm not gonna say S, even though I considered it for a second.
it? Ooh, I just had a thought.
I really like Bunny Call now. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's at least A for
Yeah,
me.
in retrospect,
That's
this is
interesting.
becoming like a way greater story. And I just realized too, this is maybe one of the only stories out there that is a good story, even if it's not FNaF. Like, it has
Yeah.
elements from FNaF, but if you put this in like a random Scary Stories book, it's good either way.
Yeah.
Right,
that's
and it's
true.
so weird, because it's entirely disconnected to FNaF, yet is the essence of FNaF.
Yeah.
It is the elements in essence, the gameplay, the character designs, but it's still separate enough to be its own thing.
William Afton's family.
Regardless of that, think about this story is completely disconnected from everything, right?
Mhm.
It has nothing to bring it up or hold it down in retrospect, except it is like this is a standalone.
This is a standalone horror story.
Yeah.
standalone, crazy, solid horror story. So
Wow.
if not S, I'm at least saying high A, man.
I
Like,
didn't
I
realize
wanna
that I
say
liked
S.
this one so much until we started like talking about
Exactly. That's how I felt like a few weeks ago when I like thought back to Bunny Call again.
So
Like, I was like,
we
yeah,
have an
it's fine.
S, an A.
I'll say S.
I'm
it.
gonna,
I haven't said
I'm
anything
gonna,
yet.
I'm gonna say B.
I was gonna before we started talking, I was gonna say high C, low B, but now I want to say high B, mid A. No, but it's
Mid-A.
really good.
It's really good, man.
But is it better than? Is it hard to compare this to like FNAF centric
to be
stories?
fair,
Yeah, what
it's
is it?
better than Into the Pit. It's better than Into
You-
the Pit.
It does Into the Pit's like mascot character arc better than Into the Pit does.
I
Yeah.
agree
I
completely.
agree.
Even though that was Spring Bonnie, I feel like Spring Bonnie was not done super excitingly Into the Pit.
Yeah.
This does a creepy rabbit mascot better than Into the Pit does.
Yeah. I think
That's
it's great.
this is tough. So
I
what do
think
we
it's-
have so far?
I'm gonna argue S. That's it.
S.
I've decided for myself.
Yes.
It's a bit of a
I
bold move,
think-
but I'm gonna argue S.
I think we should put Coming Home in F and Bunny Call replace it.
I'm fine with that.
I'm not fine with putting it in F, but if we want to put Bunny Call next to Coming Home, I would not argue with that.
I think
I
Bunny Call might be. Ooh. I think
Is
it's better than Room
Bunny
for
Call
One
better
More.
than Room for One More?
I think it is.
I am fine
No,
with
there's
first.
absolutely no way.
I'm
think-
fine with Bunny Call being the first story we put in S.
Yes, I would also be fine with that.
Ozone, I think you might actually be
Like,
outranked on this one. They
looking,
kind of swayed me.
looking at the top of A, bottom of S, if we put Bunny Call there, Bunny Call, Room for One More, and Coming Home, if they were like a book, I think that would be the best book. Like
The
that is,
holy
like,
grail of FNAF.
that is literally like those 3 stories is just FNAF. That is Five Nights.
Agree to
at Freddy's.
disagree. I like Out of Stock, but whatever.
Okay, listen, you've kind of swayed me.
Okay.
Can
we do S?
I'm gonna say let's hold off on S for now.
Just put it top of A, maybe top of A,
Put
or
it
top
top
of
of
A.
A.
After
Top
Room
of
for
A.
One More.
after Room for One
I
More.
mean, you know, above it.
I'd say above it.
That's crazy.
Ooh, that's
And-
kind of a hype one that we all kind of.
And that
That's
one,
actually
sorta-
crazy.
Started clinging
I can
to it
s-
after we started talking about it.
Yeah,
Before
getting
we even
excited
started
about
talking
Bunny
about
Call
this,
for
I
some
was
reason.
considering saying D.
I was considering saying C.
for me, it's like everything that they said plus the fact that it's a summer camp that just makes it for me.
This one is
Shut up.
somehow
I
the
just-
best
I'm-
like retrospective story, where if you
I
just
agree.
think
There's a
about how
character
good it
called
was.
Wanda.
it's good. What? Why does that matter?
Scarlet Witch.
Okay.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, you're totally right, underscore. This is like, I'm suddenly very excited about Bunny Call. I don't know why.
Well,
Why?
guess what? Guess what? Do you see the next story?
Oh boy.
In the flesh.
Okay.
we're
This is gonna be
complete- a
interesting.
complete
This is gonna be
total shift.
Awesome.
This is
complete
gonna be
total shift.
interesting because I have changed my opinions.
What?
Oh.
Would you like to go first then?
Are you going
Yes.
to? Are you
No,
going
We
to,
are doing-
You
We are doing
you guys
in the
go first.
flesh.
In the
In the
flesh.
guys go
flesh.
first. This is gonna be an interesting one for me.
Who would like to go first?
Who dares go first for In the Flesh?
Who dares speaketh? Don't be scared. Someone please.
I'll take it. I'll go. So big appeal and big not appeal of this story for many people. The big appeal is that the protagonist is
Is
a
Matt
jerk.
Pat?
He is so hateable.
Matt.
So hateable that it's funny. It's like this guy is everything's kind of like starting to go wrong in his life, and he kind of deserves it for how he treats people. The thing that the story is most memorable for, and that
Oh God.
really holds it back for a lot of people, is that I'm not going to use
Say
the
it.
I'm
not
gonna
gonna
say
use
it.
I'm not gonna use the
Say it.
I'm not gonna use the word pregnancy to describe it because it's not.
I
like,
believe
a
it starts
real-
with a V.
Uh,
Do you know
you're
the
gonna take
word?
a maternity to get through this.
So the malicious code of Springtrap in the game he works on infects itself in his body and grows to a physical entity before ripping itself out. Or well,
Yeah,
Matt rips it out.
that's the way to put it, I guess.
Hey,
That is
I'm glad it was a C-section rather than the normal way.
oh no. Why did you have
This-
to put that image in our heads?
um,
Oh no.
I
I hate you.
I gotta go.
Ozone.
I gotta go.
No.
Okay.
So that aside, can we even put that aside? Is that a thing
No.
we can put aside?
Let's hear someone else's, because Inky
Uh,
gave us a good recap. What else do you guys got?
I got the recap. I didn't say my opinion, but like, well, that's the recap. Let's see what we all think.
Let's hear someone else's opinion. Psychic, Ozone, either of you want to touch this?
Um.
I'm going last.
Okay, I
Uh,
want to go last.
No,
You go second
Ozone
to
goes
last.
last. I think that this
You go
is
second to last though.
definitely interesting story.
This is
Yeah.
this is the
I-
story of
I-
all time.
I like it, but I don't know if it's an ironic liking it. You know, like I don't know if I like it because of how weird it is.
I actually completely agree with that. It's like I like it, but it's like, should I like this?
Yeah, it's like
Is it okay?
do I like it?
It's
only
not.
because
That's
it's weird and
the
crazy?
straight up answer is it's not
It's
okay to
not
like the
okay.
story.
It's not okay, but like it has. It's funny. It has all the elements of a good story, and then that throws that in at the end to make you question everything about what a good
Life.
story means.
I don't think I can even capture why I don't like it or why I would, but I don't. I
It's
really don't like
uncomfortable.
this.
I
can't
don't blame you.
I
This is
can't
the-
capture why I don't like it.
This is the story that, like, wherever it is on the board, I respect you for that decision.
Yeah,
This is-
it could be your favorite
thi-
story or your least favorite story, and that's totally okay.
Like,
I
it's
will-
all about how much the ending like means to you.
I will,
How much it
oh,
means
it
to
means so much to me. Okay, I will throw out. I'll be the first to throw out the ranking. This is high F, low E garbage fire.
Dang. Wow. This is gonna be a hot take.
High.
Ooh.
I thought you were gonna say high A or something.
Yes. This
You
is
said
low
high
F, high A garbage fire. Pick where you want it.
Oh my gosh.
No, it's F to E. I don't care.
Or underscore psychic. Where would you put it?
See, I like it, but it goes back to is it an ironic liking of it?
Yes, it's ironic.
You
don't like this story.
I'll say B A.
Underscore gaslighting psychic into not liking the story.
Hey, I'm the
You do
gaslighter.
not like this story.
I'm the gaslighter.
Oh, this is so fun. I love this.
I'll say
Where-
B or A.
Oh my
Dude, you're crazy. I won't stand for this.
I will say it's like I like the story until the end, and the end, what does the end do for me? What does it
It ruins your life just a little more.
a little bit more, but it ruins my life a little more, but does it ruin the story? And that is
Oh
what
my goodness. If
It
it can
definitely
ruin your
creates
life,
life.
can it don't.
Please stop. Okay, here's my deciding factor. I remember that scene. I'm thinking back through it. If he just cut it out of his stomach and it existed and the story ended there, I would be fine.
I know
Alright,
this is going.
maybe.
And
But then, okay, here's the deciding factor. The
Oh goodness.
friggin' fetus trap calls him daddy, and I cannot stand.
No!
I cannot stand for that. It is going at highest. At highest, I'm gonna say C.
Raz
You
Bowski,
can't.
like-
Why are you still like this? Why
Okay,
are you guys not put it? What?
If you look past the ending, it is a good story. It's just
No.
it's just we shouldn't look too far past the ending. That's why
The
I'm
fact
saying
that-
C. not like
Daddy?
B. No.
I'd like to change my answer. Not even E, just F.
Just,
Just F. None
Ozone,
above F.
You've been saving your answer. We have like an A, B. We have a C.
We have an
Okay.
F.
F.
Like we said, put it anywhere on the board. We're fine with it.
We
I
have,
respect
this is
it. Oh,
this is the-
I respect it. Underscore might not.
This is the wild.
Am I the deciding vote?
I think
I
you
will
are.
scream.
It's not really a vote. It's more of an average. So I mean, if you put it really high, I guess that's deciding that it's not going low.
If you give it a high average, it's going to end up in anywhere from C to B.
And we should think about this compared to the other stories as well.
If you
Okay.
if you give it a bad average, it's going to end up anywhere from C to D.
Okay. Let me tell you a story.
Oh gosh.
It's
Oh,
about a
goodness.
movie.
There's this kid that's born. That has nothing to do with the story. The kid, he's like 5 or something. He grows up, and he starts to get into this game franchise or something.
Oh no, I see where this is going.
And
I don't.
he's like, oh, this is so cool. I love this franchise. This is so sick. 13 years later, he absolutely hates it. Okay. He hates this franchise. And why? Because everybody at school bullies him for liking it. Okay.
Where is
Everybody else
going-
hates this game franchise.
No longer see where
This kid, he loves it. But because everybody else hated it, this kid started to hate it.
The kid.
This is how I feel about In the Flesh.
Yeah, the kid is, it's a metaphor. So you
Wait,
It's
started
a
out
metaphor.
liking In the Flesh, and then as
So-
people just sort of like crapped on it, it slowly
Everybody has hated In the Flesh. I've had a little bit of a reflection
Ozone.
Maybe
on the story.
maybe it's something-
Ozone.
And it's
Don't do
it's
it.
not good.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
It's not a good like.
But how
like
not
the-
good? Like
like
D, E,
Why
or
did
F
I
not
ever
good?
like it?
Yeah, exactly. So is it D, E, or F not good?
Shut up. Listen, it has some good aspects.
Yes, that's what that's
Um,
what makes it so difficult for me.
One point that gets overshadowed by the pregnancy at the end is the whole part.
That's what it is.
It's not.
The
You
whole-
cannot
the whole
deny
part-
why.
It is not in any sense.
You cannot deny that is what it is.
It is
The
a
whole part with
a
the
gross- horrible imitation of that.
look, Matt codes Springtrap into the game, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
and then
It's
he
glitch
ends up like torturing Springtrap.
He
That's
pours
so
what you'd call
amazing.
his agony into that character.
His Springtrap kills a duplicate Spring. Oh no, wait.
Yeah, no, you're right.
He duplicates and then like kills himself
All
or
of them.
something. I don't
Just
know.
murders them.
And in that sense, that's like really good writing. I like that a lot.
It's
And also
it's like a fantastic
Just-
story until the end. That's the thing.
the
It's like
Springtrap that disappears.
Yeah,
yeah, and then it's in him, and
it's a boy.exe.
it's okay. It's like I like the story until you look at like the context. Like this, like in the context of FNaF, it's like this is a cool story. It plays with the themes of VR. You know, the Springtrap escaped from the digital reality. It's like
It's a glitch trap parallel.
and then you take a step back and you go, "What am I doing? What did I just read, and why am I suddenly okay with this?"
Ozone, you cannot avoid giving a definitive
So Ozone,
sys-
what's your letter rank?
a placement.
A C.
C.
I
It's funny thinking about it more. I'm changing to a D.
Okay, you know what? You guys have convinced me. I'm changing it to an S.
No, you can't do
I
that.
can do whatever the hell I want.
I think that makes it a D.
A D. You know, if
D-
Psychic is saying S, then I'll say E, so it moves.
You
up.
know he's being unironic. Wait,
No, ironic. You mean?
wait. I can't tell anymore.
Okay, actually, okay.
Into flesh, into madness, in the madness, in the flesh.
I will say that I think as a group we should put it either high D or low C.
Please, oh please, just let it be the first D.
Let's just
we
put
give.
it in D for the sake of just having something in D.
Oh my god, thank goodness.
But I
The
still
evil-
really like the story. I still like the story.
Now it's over. That
Okay, to the good elements
You know
of the
what?
story.
We might
Like-
be able to change it later. We could change the answer later.
Think about it like this: the
Crazy.
good elements of the story keep it from F tier. If it
they
was
do
just-
not, however, they do not outweigh the bad.
right, and that's why it's in D. And so, like, if it was if the entire story was just the ending sequence, like it's a super short story and it's just that, it would be the worst story. We can agree.
Yes, it would be F.
Well,
Except Ozone would like it. It'd be an S. I mean,
Uh,
psychic. I mean, psychic.
Well, Ozone would then become disillusioned with it, like the story of the kid in FNaF.
Yes.
Um,
All right. Is it time for the man in room
all right,
1280?
yeah, on a more positive note, I think.
This is a pretty interesting one.
Firstly, it's overrated.
I
think it's
will.
overrated?
I will agree with that. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
I'll agree, but that doesn't stop it from being super good for me.
I agree.
I think it's A tier.
8.
But you just said it's overrated.
Yeah, I know. I think it's overrated. I think everyone thinks it's like S.
Something can be really good but still be overrated.
Yeah.
I think I guess I could say it's overrated. Yeah, it might be a bit overrated.
It's overrated, but it won't stop me from saying yes.
Dude, nobody has actually said anything about the story.
True.
I'll say this.
2 words.
In terms
2 words. William Afton.
in terms of like it is basically the precursor to the Stitch Wraith, right? It is one of the big ones that sets it up. But I suppose when you compare it to the Stitch Wraith, it's okay. It's a low point for what you'd consider that entire story arc,
I agree entirely. This is the stuff that started it all.
and it's cool that we see William in a hospital. It's after FNaF 6. You've got Andrew messing with the hospital staff and keeping him alive, which is basically Ultimate Custom Night in a book story.
And the nurses try to kill him and keep failing. Like, it's so
Yeah.
cool that he's like this force of nature now. Like, this is William Afton.
Yeah.
And they're trying to figure out who he is and how to come to terms with this, if they should keep him alive, if they should let him die. And you get the mystery of Andrew, like, there's this ghost kid keeping alive. That ties into the Stitch Wraith without having it only be about the Stitch Wraith, because it's like, still, this is William Afton's debut in this series of books. And then you get the mystery, you figure out he needs to go to this place. Once he's there, he explodes and sets literally the rest of the franchise going forward past this point into motion.
Yeah.
Like, this is just such an important story, but even without that, I think it's so well written, just the dramatic irony of knowing this is William Afton when no one else does. just is so good.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I think it's cool, but I think it's somewhat underwhelming for some reason. Things happen. I guess
Definitely
things happen, and it
He
is big.
pure evil.
It is overarchingly big, but it is somewhat slow, and not a lot of big things happen.
So
You know
you're
what I
saying
mean?
it's like it's big, but it doesn't feel big.
It's big, but it doesn't feel big.
I can agree to
So-
that. I can agree to that.
You can agree with that? Okay. But it's still good. And it is,
Yeah.
yes, one of, if not more important than the Stitch Wraith in this series. It's big. It's him himself. Plus
It is.
Andrew.
It's a big
It's-
turning point.
Yeah, it is. It's the like I don't know how much more I can express this. It's the debut of William Afton in this series. It's like that's a big deal. And yeah, it's S for me. I don't think it's better than Coming Home, which I would have also put in S, but it's like it's S for me.
I'll say B. I'll throw out B.
Interesting.
I'll say A.
This is weird. This is a mixed bag. What you got, Psychic?
I thought we would all be pretty
I
In agreement?
actually am fine with it being S, A, or B.
So
Thanks for the
No, okay.
if you're
Now,
fine with
this is where it comes like, is it better than Into the Pit? Would you say? Is it better than Into
Okay.
the Pit?
if you think
Yeah.
that it's S, A, or B, that means that you think it's good enough to be an S or A. I think it should be S or A, and that means it should probably be somewhere in the middle of A. It just determines where do we put it in the
Above.
middle of the list of A's. You know what I mean?
And
Is
that's
it
what I
better-
think Psychic was
is
starting to do.
Is it better than Coming Home?
I would say no, but that's just me.
I don't
would
think it's
say
better than
yes.
To Be Beautiful, personally.
So would here be a good spot to put it?
Does that sit well with everyone?
Above Count the Waves, but under To Be
yeah.
Beautiful.
I'm fine with that.
All right.
Ozone, what do you think?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I'll take it. I'll
All
take
right.
it.
Okay.
That was surprisingly
So-
not actually that hard.
Yeah. Okay. So we're halfway through. Well, no, not halfway through. I don't know why I said that because I'm an idiot. Anyway. But yeah. So it's. I wonder how what people are gonna think of us putting Bunny Call of being the best bus story in Bunny Call.
Yeah, that's crazy. Even to us, that's
That is
crazy.
kinda crazy.
Yeah.
But like, it's just how this is playing out.
Yeah.
None
That
of
is
us are
so
How
gonna
is
get.
Bunny Call there?
None of us are gonna get our
I
individual. lists
pitched
how
we put Bunny
want
Call
them.
in S, but we didn't.
I also pitched that. I want to do that.
I-
It
I
seems
think
like
that-
this tier list is going to come down to finding the
It's-
story that unites us all rather than our individual
Yeah.
Right.
stories.
That's what I was saying. Like, none of us are gonna get our individual lists, but like the fact that this is a compromised list is what makes it so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna give out an S.
You're not just going to give out an S. I know I was giving out an S in book 1 and 2, but well, okay. We
You
can't go
thought-
this entire time
I feel like-
without
okay.
ever giving an
I
S.
feel like we could rephrase it 'cause we're not giving out S's. We're just like saying which stories we think deserve S's. It's not like
And, I mean,
it's not
we're
an S for
almost
the
halfway
sake of
through,
it.
and there's no S's yet. I think that is slightly
I think-
concerning.
I think that's just because like our tastes are so different. Like there have been multiple stories that I would personally put in S.
Yeah,
Because
If we
those three
but we
aren't
have to
in it.
compromise because we're a group.
if
Right, exactly.
if we reshuffle, we're gonna need to move stuff to S eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we want to
If-
do anything that? Do we want to like do that now? We can always move it back if we think it. Like,
If we could put one thing in S, it's definitely Bunny Call because that was the one that united us.
No.
yeah.
we were
What?
pretty hype about Bunny
Well,
Call.
mostly united us.
Mostly United.
You even you Ozone said that you were like, "Oh, well, you were having a tough time. Like this, in retrospect, was pretty good.
We were swaying you.
You were
It's-
being swayed.
There's a lot more better stories.
But
I mean, yeah, it doesn't have
Well-
to be top of S.
Well, if
Yeah.
it was up to me, we'd put out a stock in S, but that's not how that works now, is it?
question: do we want to put Bunny Call in the very bottom of S for now?
Oh,
No.
I mean,
good. It
I
deserved.
would be- I would-
Bottom of S. Well, it would be the only one
bottom
in
of
S.
it's the only one in S for now.
Yeah,
I
Like,
thought you
now.
said bottom of
But
A.
we got some other S's coming up that are going to
Yeah,
be
if we-
definitely better than it.
You
So-
should put it in A for now. You
yeah,
should
let's
move it.
leave it where it is for now, and then bump it up later if we
Alright.
feel
Yeah.
like it.
If we find another S, maybe
Well,
it'll have to
also-
And
go
I
there.
think we will. We will
I-
at least find one S. And the idea that like we all have to sort of agree that something is S for it to be S really means that like the S tier stories are going to
Yeah.
be S tier stories.
Yes.
Objectively good.
Speaking of S tier
Not
stories,
not just subjectively.
let's move on
Blackbird?
to the book. First let's talk about Blackbird the story.
Okay.
Blackbird story.
Blackbird the story. Are you saying this one is not objectively S?
I mean, I don't know what you guys think. I think it's okay.
Let's hear what you think about Blackbird.
Yeah, let's have Psychic start out.
Oh boy.
Yeah. You did this to yourself.
Son of a- All right. I think that Blackbird's a good story. I think I would put it in A or B. That's just like without like going like thinking like in depth about it. That's just like my first gut reaction. I remember it being good. I remember it being interesting. Someone else please like talk and like bring up points that I can either agree or disagree with.
Blackbird. In terms of theorizing, this thing is a pain because it is a big question of like how does time travel work and stuff in FNaF. Like because
What?
it's okay.
No,
Okay,
I agree. I agree.
Not the story itself. In the epilogues, Larson changes an event that happens in Blackbird.
Oh.
Wait, what?
Oh, in the epilogues, like okay,
I remember this vaguely. but I
in
don't-
the
He pushes
epilogues, he
Sam.
pushes the kid wearing. I don't remember his name. Was it
I think it's
Sam?
Yeah,
I think
it was
So
Sam.
Eleanor is spinning Sam around on the train tracks. He's gonna get hit by the train. Larson pushes him off the train tracks, and that is the story of Blackbird. If Larson wasn't there, he would have been killed by that train.
But do we know that
No,
for sure?
not quite. I think. Or wait. Oh wait, you might be right. Hold on.
I'm right. If
Oh,
if
yeah,
Larson
because
wasn't there, he would have been killed by Eleanor by that train. He got hit by a train.
That
Do
is
we
very
know
true.
that for sure though?
Yes, that's how
Well,
that's
okay.
how the
I don't
epilogues
think
work.
so. I don't think so.
No, guys, hear me out. Underscore is exactly right for one reason, and it has nothing to do with FNAF lore at all.
Why am I right?
If Eleanor is spinning a man on the center of the railroad tracks and nobody saves him, a speeding train will kill him. I don't
Yes.
think we can argue with that.
But
Now, the events of Blackbird still play out, and he's alive, just injured because Larson saved him.
He
So that
shoved him
did-
into the nearby
did
ditch, and he
happen.
just broke his foot. I think.
I
or
think it was
something like that.
arm. I think it was arm, but
It might have
like,
been arm.
It was, yeah. But that is more for the epilogues.
Yeah.
How do we feel about the story itself?
Yeah.
And, like,
I don't
Something
know.
I was.
Why are you
something-
now like mixed psychic? Are you
no,
okay?
no, it's not about that. It's literally just about the whole like the Larson thing. It's like
Let's not think
Did-
about that.
it's like for me, it's like did Sam survive on his own and then Larson like did it
I
also,
agree.
or was,
You know what?
was Larson directly affected like doing it?
This is a tough. I said at the start of this is a tough one for theorizing because it's a weird time travel perspective. But just look at this. We're not talking about the epilogue. We're talking about Blackbird, and Blackbird is the result of Larson saving him. That is what the story of Blackbird is. If Larson wasn't there, he would have actually died.
Regardless of that fact, though, I was gonna what I was gonna say is that Eleanor being involved with Blackbird retrospectively is probably like the least affecting one.
Well,
Like-
actually,
Well, like you said, this story would not exist without that, and it did. This story existed before we knew Eleanor was involved, and now we just know that Eleanor failed to do something, so
Mhm.
this story happened. So I don't think that really changes much about the story itself.
yeah, because like the paranoia that is the main character Noel.
No,
Is that his name? So the paranoia and stuff of the Blackbird chasing him, that is surprisingly not Eleanor. That is like his internal struggle of, hey, I freaking bullied someone. My friend hates me. He's probably dead now because he got hit by a train, and I gotta fix this. Which
Right.
I love that plot of they created this character and now it's hunting him. That he's realized, hey, I've got some stuff in my past that I'm not proud of.
And do you want me to take it a step further to
Do
why
it.
I really like this story?
Do it, yeah.
I don't think it's just his guilt. I think that because of how emotions work in the FNAF universe, I think his guilt was so immense that it created the physical entity of Blackbird. That is everything
It definitely manifested something that was haunting him.
Yes, and I think
But
it
was
was
that
Blackbird.
thing actually? Was that thing Sam? I know that was
No.
No. Sam has been in a ditch with like a broken limb
Now,
until they found him.
I agree with underscore. I like that plotline a lot. And one thing that I feel like we haven't touched on a ton with like characters is design. I freaking loved Blackbird's design. It is one of
Blackbird's a classic.
the series.
It's so creepy.
I originally thought that its eyes, like, does anybody think that its eyes look a bit familiar? The like
Yeah.
beady white, not white,
awful.
off yellow pinprints. Yeah, I was hoping that's where it was going, and it didn't go there, but it still wasn't disappointing.
Like it was I love how just the story played out. Obviously the highlights would be like the nightmare scene where it's like literally like
Mm,
pressing the life out of him. Like that's where we get to
yeah,
see, like, this is the Blackbird in action.
and
If he did not wake up from that nightmare, if he wasn't like saved from that nightmare, I think he could have died there.
it's
Like
also like sort of the realizing point that he's not just seeing it; it is affecting him, and it is more dangerous than it first appeared.
it's a dream creature almost.
Mhm. A nightmare.
It kills you in your dreams.
Like a sleep paralysis.
Yeah, like a
Yeah, he
sleep
did have sleep paralysis.
Blackbird is such a cool concept, and I think they did it well. The only thing I actually don't like about this story, and this is epilogue aside, everything about that, like, pretend that doesn't exist, because obviously we read this before that was a factor. I don't really like that Sam survived. I think it would have been cool that, like, I know I just said that, like, it wasn't Sam, and that it manifested out of guilt. I think it would have been cool if like Blackbird did have Sam influence, like
It
his
sort of
pain,
was Sam.
like sort of was Sam, like still an entity manifested, but also manifested from Sam's anger, pain, and
Yeah.
his agony of getting hit by a train.
We've got to keep in mind that a lot of these stories are, or some of them at least, are like happy endings, and this was one of those happy ending ones.
This feels like an earned happy ending. He survived the Blackbird. That is cool.
Well, keep
I
in mind,
disagree.
Inky, technically there is a version of Blackbird where Sam does die, so that's the one you want, but we never see it.
Wait, what?
And well, theoretically,
There's
if Larson didn't save him, is what-
timeline theoretically, there's a point where Sam died, but we're not talking about that right now.
So I like Blackbird a lot. It's an A for me, not an S. I didn't think it doesn't have that extra FNaF oomph for it to be S for me, but it's definitely A. For me, at least.
I agree. High B, low to mid A.
I could say high B. I think it's a high B story.
I'm gonna say
I
low A.
okay.
You haven't said anything
I-
yet, Ozone.
No, I agree with a lot of the points you guys have been saying, but I just think that in the story nothing really happened, and it was kind of pointless because Noel fell out with Sam because no wait, Sam fell out with Noel because he was a bully, but then at the end it gets revealed that he's also a bully. So like, what was the point of all of this?
Oh, they did have like a bit of a feud at the beginning, but
Oh, it's like
I suppose it could
Oh,
be slightly
it's
pointless.
like, what did you do to your bully? I bullied him back. That part.
Yeah.
So what I was gonna tell Ozone before, looks like maybe his internet went out.
Ooh.
Um, maybe I'm gonna wait for him then.
He says, I think
I'm.
I'm going to have to go soonish, so I think we should finish after 6.
All right.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's
Um,
finish up on Blackbird. I think, do we know how he felt about Blackbird?
No, I don't think we did.
Well, can we like guesstimate on what he thought?
What I was gonna say is that I don't think he enjoyed the events because it was a lot more of an internal struggle than an external one as far as what happens in the story.
Yeah.
Which is fair. So let's see. Where'd he go? Oh no.
Well, let's ask him what he thinks, but everybody else throw out your opinion right
I
now
think
of
it's-
Blackbird.
I think B.
I think
Low A.
it's I did say high B, low A. I think that means it's going to be either A or B. But let's see what he thinks.
Yeah. I might have to pause here on the recording. So
I think it's depending on what Ozone says, it's going to be low A or high B, but I think it's going to end up being low or high B,
I agree.
like front
I
of
think,
B.
I think if he puts it.
Hmm.
Oh, here we go. So uh-oh. He's saying C. Interesting. And his Discord is glitching. All right, let's bear with him then. So yeah, that's what I was about to say actually. Like if he puts it lower, I think it's gonna be mid B. which he kind of did put lower. So, I don't know. I personally like it more than 1:35 a.m.
Yeah,
Uh,
I would put it above 1:35 a.m. but behind.
So let's say
Stop.
high B, front of B tier. I think that
Yeah,
sounds pretty
sounds-
fit.
yeah.
I think he'd be fine with that too.
And I guess we'll see once his Discord gets working again.
All right,
We might have to cut
maybe. But anyway, let's go on.
Ozone.
Ozone, are you back?
Hello.
Are you
Yes,
good?
let's go. Okay. How do you feel about the Blackbird placement?
We put it high B.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
All right, awesome.
Because we all said either like low A or high B. We figured that would work.
All right. Next up, I think this one we might be
This is
a little bit more in agreement.
this is an
Maybe.
interesting one. Maybe.
S
Maybe.
tier.
The
This
last
is
time
my
I thought
first
that,
S.
S tier.
Did you say this is your first S? Wait,
Yeah.
okay. Psychic and Ozone putting out S's, right?
Yeah.
Inky, what you got?
let's see.
The real Jake. We never even said what we were talking about.
Yeah, oops. Sorry, audio people. Real Jake, it's a weird case for me because
I think I agree.
it's weird. I feel like I don't have an opinion on it, you know? Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, I feel it. I feel it.
I feel like
I think
the thing is, I feel like the real Jake is an objective S, but I don't feel like a personal ranking for it.
yeah, personally it's not an S, but it's objectively an S.
Like
and it's like
I really
there can't be anybody out there who hates it.
I liked
you know?
I liked the story a lot. It didn't have
Yeah.
it didn't give super like FNaF vibes, but I did like
Yeah.
I liked that like we know that eventually Jake is going to have to die. And I think
It is
the
it is a
dread-
very emotionally impactful one.
it is. And for that I
more
do
than-
like it a lot. It's just weird that I feel that
And
disconnect.
Even better,
Uh,
there's multiple emotional moments. in
right,
this.
I agree.
It's not
I was
just an
gonna,
ending.
I was gonna say, it actually does pull a twist on you because you're so focused on thinking Jake's gonna die, when is he gonna die? That when she gets the call that the dad died, that caught me way off guard, and it was
Mhm.
actually probably more impactful for me. I was like,
And-
holy
It made
crap.
me cry
the-
halfway through the story.
Oh wow.
Yeah, same. And the fact that like I think that the fact that the dad died made Jake die because like he no longer had that like that support.
The only thing
Yeah,
keeping
he
Jake
didn't have the
alive
strength.
was
Simon.
the imagining the real Jake
because-
every night.
and nobody
Simon
was there
doesn't
to
have
do
a
it.
voice anymore.
Mhm.
Simon doesn't have a voice anymore, and that's what I think that was the final nail in the coffin.
It was that every night, like the thing that had been keeping him alive was that he had imagined what he would have done that day, and that's what kept him alive. But he didn't do that. No Simon talked to him, and that killed him.
Yeah, now that I'm reliving these events, I can say that those personal feelings, attachments are coming back for it, and I'm saying S as well.
I am fine with wherever this goes, which I think that means this will be the first S story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Psychic,
Real Jake is
Should I
just
do the honors?
do it.
real
Put
Jake
it in S.
is the real fighter.
Now I think we should move Bunny Call up to S behind it though.
No.
Oh,
I mean,
Okay.
I won't argue with that.
I wouldn't argue with that either.
outranked Ozone.
No,
Come on.
it's gotta be.
I-
It's gotta be.
Fine. It's got to be all in unison.
Well, I don't
Yeah.
know. I feel like
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
if we
in that case- in that
like,
case,
I feel like
Let's work on persuading
we're-
him over.
I feel like
If-
I feel like if like we're gonna have to have like a unanimous thing, it should be like for like the best story.
if
But just
we
Yeah,
putting something in,
unanimous.
but just putting something in S should not have to be unanimous. I feel like because like if three people say S and one person doesn't, I feel like it should be an S.
Yeah, I think
If-
that's
Okay,
yeah.
put it in S.
move
Okay,
it to S for
go on.
now, but if we
I like
get
what you
stuff
said about
that's
I like what you said about the like deciding the best story.
Yeah.
okay, I do want to say this though. We should only have 3 S stories by the end of this,
3 or
as in like the ultimate book, the
I'd
the
say-
3
oh,
that would
okay.
make the best book. Ever.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
I'd say 4 because there's 4 of us.
That's true.
Yeah, but I do
Well,
like we could just say that the 4th one's like the epilogue.
We could have made a freaking category called Our Favorites, and it's just like out of stock.
3 Fs
or your
and 3 S's.
We have to get
all
the
right.
book. We have to get the unholy book.
All right. So, Ozone, I don't know how much longer you can say, but we talked about just having this next one be the last one.
For this session.
Yeah. Okay.
We have What? Oh wait, what's the last? Hide and seek.
Hide and seek. Kind of an
A-tier.
underwater one to end on, honestly.
Listen, I know people think it's forgettable. I like hide and seek. I don't know why. I like it. I'm gonna put in. I want to say A tier.
You want to say A tier?
I found it interesting.
I agree.
Really, I thought like this is like the one
I
like
agree.
no one liked, and I was like,
It's forgettable, but it's good.
For a forgettable story, it is quite interesting.
my biggest thing that I will agree with is like the ending is dumb.
It is a bit dumb.
Uh,
It's a bit weird.
The
It's
ending.
I
like-
like the nightmare part.
It's like he accepts like, it's like the way to win this is just to give up, and then he's like, then at the last moment he goes back to how he was like for the entire story. He's like, nope, I don't want to give up.
No character change whatsoever.
Yeah,
The
that
scariest part
if that
Undead
is
development.
What's the scariest part?
Oh. the scariest part is where Toby literally has a nightmare about someone stitching something to his back.
And it's the Shadow
That's-
Bonnie entity.
Cool. So, yeah, hide and seek for me. I don't like the ending at all. I think I agree with the idea that it's sort of forgettable. As a third story, it doesn't really carry at all.
I'm gonna actually argue that point because I don't think that the which story it is should really matter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
do you guys
that's
do you guys
not-
rank by which one it is in the
Not-
book?
Yeah.
I've never thought
I
about
don't.
that.
So sometimes yes, but sometimes no.
I'd never thought about doing that.
I don't think about that. I just think I don't.
Yeah. I don't do that
I
either.
don't think about it too often. It won't affect my ranking. I would just.
I
bring
think
that
for
up.
Find Player 2, it counts.
Okay.
Oh, fair enough. But yeah,
Because
overall,
it's like the ending story.
I'm gonna
kind of
say
on it.
it's just like it's interesting, but it's just too forgettable to be like. I'm gonna say B, high
I'm gonna
B, mid B.
I would.
I'm gonna say low B personally.
You know, I'm fine with that. I can accept that.
I think
Ozone, what
above
you got?
Blackbird.
What? Yeah,
Well,
it's
I
not.
say
I don't think
A.
it's better than Blackbird. Oh, you say A.
Interesting.
So should we make mid to high B?
Mid to high B.
Above 1:35 a.m. but behind Blackbird.
Yes,
Yeah.
I like that. One.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
that works.
All right. So do we want to end it there for today? We are at
This-
2 hours.
Yeah.
2. Sure.
So the part 2 will probably have to be stitched together the second half of this session and then the first half of the next session.
Well, I mean,
Jeez.
Oh boy.
we were at a pretty like good like ending spot at the 1 hour mark. So
All right.
I'll think. Oh, I can figure it out in editing.
Okay.
We'll have a good few weeks for Lali's game.
Yeah. This will
Ugh.
easily bide the time until we.
You guys want to talk about Lally's game?
No.
I've got a lot to talk about Lally's game. I got even more to talk about Haps.
Oh boy.
But we'll get there. We'll get there.
We'll get there eventually.
Listen to
Well,
it,
just-
Ozone. You've got to go listen to it.
Just let us have this distraction until then.
Yes,
All
3
right.
days. All right. So, assuming that this is like the end of the episode that you're seeing, I might have to edit this out. But thank you so much for watching these 2 episodes of the Rec Rooms podcast, and we will see you guys later. Bye.
And with the conclusion of this,
Bye.
eventually conclusion of this ranking.
Yes.
Bye.